Ashutosh Bhargava, Fund Manager, Head of Equity Research at Nippon India Mutual Fund, is here with us on the show. Ashutosh, morning, and thanks so much for joining in. Given what we are seeing globally, and there is that air of uncertainty right now, what's the best way to construct one's portfolio? Have you done some in and outs in the last 3 months? And if yes, could you tell us what they were to better align with today's times?
Hi. In terms of changes, given this relatively more volatile environment, something which we have not seen at least in the first 7-8 months of this year, one needs to focus on overall liquidity of the portfolio, and also if portfolio is squarely into the cyclical segment, there is a need to add some bit of defensiveness to the portfolio. And these are the two things. So the last 2-3 months we have done. So we have booked profit on some of these segments which have done very well in consumer discretionary or other cyclical sectors like capital goods. At the same time, we have added some defense in the form of pharma names, some bit of basic consumption stocks, as well as some of the utility names, so that we can reduce overall risk to the beta of the market. And as you rightly said, this is not a time to play beta as such, because that part of the market is perhaps behind after this 6 months of very solid gains in the broader market.
So just looking at, your fund, one of the stocks that you own is Infosys. And I'm not getting into specifically on Infosys per se, but that's quite the bellwether for the entire tech industry. Now, we've seen some disappointments on the IT industry at large. Stocks have corrected. Do you think we are close to the bottom and therefore this is a good time to start accumulating IT? Or do you think the recovery hopes have been pushed back further? And if yes, by how much? And therefore, this is still not the best time to start investing in IT once again. And you could defer that decision maybe to 3 months away, at least once we have greater clarity when you hear from the companies in January.
If you look at the sources of market volatility and the perception of growth slowdown, it's more on the external sector side. In our view, any sector which is either related to external demand or external pricing will have uncertainty regarding earnings. And even in IT services, we don't think that is properly baked in terms of, earning expectations. So maybe another couple of quarters, maybe the start of new calendar year, when you see these new budgets coming in from various kind of corporates for IT budgets for 2024 calendar year. And this is perhaps, the bottom in terms of earnings expectation at the consensus level should happen. Till then, I think it will be a bit early to move from what we are overweight on, that is domestic demand-oriented sectors, to external demand-oriented sectors like IT services.
Okay, that's a view on IT services. Just talk us through what you're making of mid-caps in general, Ashutosh, at this point in time, because after a fantastic, big rally, now we're seeing consolidation. Now we're seeing the sharp corrections, which are very normal. I mean, that tends to happen. So what is the outlook that you have? Are you taking profits? Or are you looking to buy dips?
So one has to be selective here. That part, as I mentioned, that one was looking to play the beta of the market, that part is over. One need to be selective. There are pockets where we have already seen some consolidation that has already taken place. Stealth consolidation, some of the capital good name or discretionary names. I think at the same time, there always remains a scope, given the kind of rally that we have seen the last 6 months or so. So we are not exactly adding much to the mid cap and small cap this point of time. Wherever the mandate allows, we're trying to improve overall liquidity. So the bias is towards the adding the large caps wherever we can. And we will wait for some time to see, the dust settle as far as global environment. And we are also entering the local election cycle in coming weeks. So this is where, we would add more risk, once these dust settle, both on the global side and local side. Till that point of time, the bias remains towards adding more large caps in general.
Okay, that is a view that we have been getting quite a lot from across fund managers. Ashutosh, we leave it at that today, but thanks a lot for joining us and taking us through that quick call on the market. It is time for a short break, but on the other side, we're going to bring you more on the market action. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a bit.